If you are collecting Social Security benefits now or are on the verge of filing, you need to understand the stark financial reality that is rapidly converging in 2025. What I am observing is not a simple budgetary pinch. It is a complex intersection of static tax policy, rising healthcare costs, and market volatility that will hit your wallet significantly harder than the seemingly minor adjustments suggest. The traditional retirement playbook is obsolete. The numbers, when viewed without the customary sugarcoating, reveal a massive, quiet shift in how your benefits are truly calculated, how much net income you are actually taking home, and what specific, often hidden deductions are quietly being pulled before the money is even deposited into your account. My 15 years dedicated to helping retirees navigate the labyrinth of Social Security, Medicare, and holistic retirement planning have taught me one crucial lesson. Complacency is the most expensive mistake you can make. What is unfolding right now is unprecedented in its complexity and potential for financial derailment. I am not here to make you feel comfortable. I am here to empower you with the hard truth so you can strategically preserve and keep more of your money. If you fail to grasp the upcoming changes, you could be hemorrhaging hundreds or even thousands of dollars every month without ever understanding the underlying mechanics of why. The urgency of this knowledge cannot be overstated. Proactive planning now is the only defense against becoming a financial casualty of these converging pressures. The core mechanism designed to protect your purchasing power in retirement, the Cost of Living Adjustment, COLA, is failing in its mission. The announced 2.5% COLA for 2025 initially provides a sense of relief, but a deeper inspection reveals this raise is largely a statistical fiction. For the average beneficiary, this translates to an increase of roughly $43 per month. If you were receiving an average check of $1,700, your new benefit is approximately $1,743. This modest gain is immediately subjected to two major countervailing forces that rapidly erode its value, leaving many retirees feeling financially stagnant or, worse, falling behind. The immediate erosion, Medicare. Part B, premiums. The first and most immediate deduction is the increase in the standard Medicare Part B premium. For most beneficiaries, this premium has risen by approximately $10 per month. Given that the standard premium is now hovering around $185 per month, this increase alone consumes almost a quarter of your new $43 COLA. This is the first thing that catches people off guard. They see a higher benefit on paper, only to find their actual deposit is far less generous due to a non-negotiable expense increase that precedes the deposit. This is money that was never truly yours to spend. The IRMAA shock. A penalty for old income. The situation worsens significantly for higher income retirees due to the income-related monthly adjustment amount, IRMAA. IRMAA is not a small fee. It is a substantial surcharge on your Medicare Part B and Part D premiums, designed to claw back government spending from those with greater means. The crucial detail that causes enormous frustration and financial pain is the look-back period. Your 2025 IRMAA determination is based on your modified adjusted gross income, MAGI, from your 2023 tax return. This is a 2-year delay. The threshold. IRMAA surcharges kick in if your 2023 MAGI was above $106,000 for an individual or $212,000 for a couple. The injustice. Even if you retired in late 2024, causing your income to drop dramatically, or experienced another qualifying life event, you are penalized for your 2023 working income throughout all of 2025. You are trapped paying a high healthcare premium based on money you are no longer earning. This lag fundamentally undermines the stability of many early retirement budgets. The silent budget killer. unindexed Social Security taxation. While the Medicare premium increases are frustrating, the most destructive force on the retirement budget is the taxation of Social Security benefits. This is a subtle but systemic issue that pushes more retirees into a taxable income bracket every year, offsetting any COLA increase entirely. The IRS uses a measure called combined income to determine the taxability of your Social Security benefit. Combined income equals adjusted gross income, AGI plus tax-exempt interest, plus 0.5 times Social Security benefit. The calculation dictates that if your combined income is between $25,000 and $34,000 individual, or $32,000 and $44,000 couple, up to 50% of your benefits may be taxable. If your combined income exceeds $34,000 individual or $44,000 couple, up to 85% of your benefits may be taxable. The historical anomaly and the ticking tax bomb. The thresholds that trigger this taxation, the $25,000 and $32,000 figures, were set when the legislation was passed in 1984. Critically, they were not indexed for inflation. If these thresholds had kept pace with inflation, the $25,000 individual level would be closer to $73,000 today. Because they remain static, COLA magnification. Every time Social Security grants a COLA, it increases the third component of the combined income formula, 0.5 times Social Security benefit, pushing more marginal retirees over the threshold. Portfolio effect, retirees taking out required minimum distributions, RMDS, from 401ks and IRAS, or simply seeing higher returns on non-Social Security assets, are pushed into taxation. In essence, you are not getting a 2.5% raise, you are getting a 2.5% increase that is immediately attacked by a Medicare premium hike and a higher likelihood of paying federal tax on income you previously thought was safe. The COLA is simply accelerating your entry into the tax zone. The volatile landscape of Medicare Advantage. The promise of Medicare Advantage Part C plans, low premiums, integrated care, and supplemental benefits has led to massive enrollment. However, the operational reality for 2025 is increasing instability and retrenchment by insurers. Plans are not static. Network contraction. Insurers are constantly optimizing costs, which often means narrowing provider networks. A preferred specialist or hospital that was in-network in 2024 could be out-of-network in 2025, forcing you to switch doctors or pay significantly higher out-of-pocket costs. Benefit scaling. Back, the attractive non-medical perks, the gym memberships, dental/vision coverage, and over-the-counter allowances are often the first things to be reduced or eliminated entirely. These extras are marketing tools, and when margins tighten, they vanish. The trap. If you missed the critical open enrollment period, usually October 15th to December 7th, to reassess your plan, you are stuck with whatever changes were made until the following year, even if your essential needs are no longer covered. The $6,000 mistake. The cost of complacency. The data is damning. It's estimated that up to 90% of Medicare beneficiaries are in a plan that is not optimally suited for their specific health needs. This mistake is quantifiable and expensive, costing the average senior up to $6,000 annually in avoidable out-of-pocket expenses. This is not disposable income. This is money that should be funding your life, your legacy, or your long-term security. The loss stems from focusing solely on the monthly premium while ignoring the structure of the entire plan. Beyond the premium, analyzing total cost of care. The sophisticated retiree understands that a low premium can conceal catastrophic costs. True financial stability in retirement healthcare requires focusing on the total cost of care, TCC, deductibles, and copays. A plan may advertise a zero premium but have high copays for common services, or a substantial deductible before coverage even begins. Out-of-pocket maximum, OOPM. This is your ultimate insurance against catastrophe. The OOPM is the most you will pay for covered services in a year. When comparing plans, this number is often more important than the monthly premium, as it defines your worst-case financial scenario. Formulary review. Prescription drugs are a massive fluid expense. Insurers change their drug coverage lists, formularies, and their tiered pricing, what you pay for generics versus specialty drugs, constantly. Failing to check your current medications against the 2025 formulary can result in a critical drug jumping from a Tier 1, cheap copay, to a Tier 3 or 4, hundreds of dollars per month. The IRMAA appeal mechanism. The good news is that the IRMAA shock based on 2-year-old income is not always inescapable. Medicare has an appeal process designed to grant relief to individuals whose MAGI has dropped significantly due to specific qualifying life-changing events. These events include work stoppage or reduction, full retirement, loss of income-producing property, loss of an employer pension, death or divorce of a spouse. If you retired in 2024 and your income is substantially lower than your 2023 MAGI, you have the right to file an SSA 44 form with the Social Security Administration to request a new determination based on the lower current income. This action alone can save high-income retirees thousands of dollars annually on premiums they should not be paying. The sequence of returns risk. A portfolio predator. Understanding sequence risk. The sequence of returns. Risk is perhaps the most intellectually challenging yet financially devastating threat to a retiree's portfolio. It dictates that the order of your returns matters exponentially more in retirement than during your accumulation phase. Accumulation phase. When you are working, a market crash is often beneficial, as you are buying more shares at lower prices, dollar cost averaging. Distribution phase. When retired, a market crash in the early years, the retirement red zone, is catastrophic. If the market drops 20% and you are forced to sell assets at that 20% loss to meet your annual living expenses, you are locking in permanent losses. You are selling high percentages of your portfolio when the share prices are lowest, thereby dramatically reducing the asset base available for future recovery. The catastrophic simulation. Imagine a scenario where two individuals, both retiring with a $1 million portfolio and a $50,000 annual withdrawal rate, experience the exact same 30-year average return. Case A, early crash. The market delivers poor returns, e.g., minus 20% in the first 3 years. This forces the retiree to pull $50,000 from a diminishing portfolio, creating a massive unrecoverable hole. Case B, late crash. The market delivers strong returns in the first 10 years, allowing the portfolio to grow before the crash hits. When the crash occurs, the retiree is pulling $50,000 from a $1.5 million portfolio, not an $800,000 portfolio. The impact is minimal, and recovery is fast. The withdrawal, combined with the loss, creates a double whammy that can deplete the portfolio up to 15 years faster than if the same crash had occurred a decade later. The red zone defense, strategic flexibility. The only defense against sequence risk is strategic flexibility built into the first decade of retirement. Dynamic withdrawal. Strategy. Retirees must resist the urge to pull out a fixed dollar amount every year. During a market downturn, e.g., a 10% plus drop, they must be able to temporarily reduce withdrawals, perhaps by freezing discretionary spending to avoid selling distressed assets. The cash reserve bucket. The most effective buffer is maintaining a dedicated cash reserve, a safety bucket, equal to 1 to 3 years of living expenses, held in stable, low-risk instruments. When the market is down, you draw from this cash bucket, leaving your investment portfolio untouched to ride out the volatility and recover. Guaranteed income floor, establishing an income floor through a guaranteed source, pension, stable rental income, or a suitable annuity that covers 100% of basic, non-discretionary living expenses ensures you never have to sell a stock or bond at a loss simply to pay the electric bill. The financial burden of longevity and healthcare. Healthcare costs are the single largest unpredictable expense in retirement. Estimates suggest the average healthy couple retiring today will spend approximately $300,000 after premiums on out-of-pocket medical expenses over their lifetime. Long-term care, LTC, risk. This is the most dangerous risk factor. Custodial care, assistance with daily living activities, ADLS, is not covered by Medicare. Nursing home costs can run well over $100,000 annually. The planning gap. Most individuals do not purchase dedicated long-term care insurance due to its cost, and Medicaid only covers it once a person has depleted nearly all their assets. The result is often the liquidation of a surviving spouse's assets to fund care. The solution? You must establish a LTC funding strategy, self-insuring with a dedicated earmarked portfolio, purchasing traditional LTC insurance if healthy enough, or using hybrid policies that combine life insurance with long-term care benefits. Ignoring this risk is gambling with your family's entire legacy. The widow-widower financial crisis and survivor planning. The hidden widow tax. This is the ultimate shocker that derails late-stage retirement plans. While couples often plan their retirement based on 2 Social Security checks, the reality of survivor benefits is brutal. The rule: when one spouse dies, the household loses one of the 2 Social Security checks. The surviving spouse is entitled to keep only the higher of the 2 benefits. The lower benefit vanishes. The impact: if the high earner received $2,500 and the low earner received $1,500, the household income of $4,000 drops immediately to $2,500, a $1,500, 37.5% reduction. The cost trap. However, the household expenses rarely drop by 37.5%. The mortgage, property taxes, insurance, utility service fees, and maintenance costs remain largely unchanged. The surviving spouse is left trying to cover 80% to 90% of the original household expenses on significantly less income. This is the moment a surviving spouse, particularly the woman, often falls into financial crisis. Survivor strategy: protecting your spouse's future. The decisions made about claiming Social Security now are actually decisions about your spouse's long-term survival. Delaying the higher earner's claim. If you are the higher earning spouse, delaying your claim until age 70 maximizes your personal benefit. Crucially, this strategy also maximizes the guaranteed survivor benefit for your spouse. A larger benefit at age 70 for the high earner provides the surviving spouse with a vastly superior, inflation-adjusted, lifelong income floor, mitigating the financial devastation of widowhood. Life insurance as income replacement. For couples where the higher earner is unlikely to reach age 70 or where the claim delay strategy is insufficient, life insurance serves as an essential bridge. Term life insurance, strategically maintained, provides a tax-free lump sum payout designed to replace the lost income stream from the deceased spouse's Social Security or pension. Dropping life insurance at retirement is a common mistake that leaves the surviving spouse financially exposed. Conclusion: taking control in a volatile era. I understand that this information, the COLA erosion, the unindexed tax thresholds, the Medicare complexity, the sequence of returns risk, and the survivor crisis, is heavy. But in the current economic climate, you cannot afford the luxury of ignorance. This is the harsh, unfiltered reality of modern retirement planning. The good news is that every single one of these risks can be mitigated with knowledge and decisive action. By establishing a dynamic withdrawal strategy, ensuring a healthcare plan that covers your total cost of care, appealing IRMAA when justified, and making Social Security claiming decisions based on spousal protection, you can move from passively reacting to problems to actively controlling your financial future. My goal is to ensure you possess the facts needed to make those smarter decisions and protect your money and your family's security.